are winning this ball. Now plays it out front. Danger will get the dunk at the buzzer for the 8th time in school history. A Maple Girls softball team is going to state.
Welcome to Sports Jam for the week of September 23rd. I'm Jay Wilcox.
And I'm John Jacobson. This week on the show, we'll meet a Division I bound standout swimmer from Armstrong in our Sports Jam Spotlight. And we'll hear from the Champlin Park football team about their latest win and a solid 3-1 start. Plus volleyball, soccer, tennis, and more.
And up first, week 4 of the prep football season. Wayzata is playing very well so far. The Trojans faced another 3-0 team on their homecoming night as they played host to St. Michael Albertville. Second quarter in the Knights, David Collins takes the handoff and runs 15 yards for a touchdown, giving STMA a 12-7 lead. But the Trojans answered just before halftime. Christian Vassar with the second of his 2 first-half touchdowns to put Wayzata ahead 14-12 at the half. On to the third quarter, and watch this play. Wayzata quarterback Tom Schmidt gets away from pressure and finds Jacob Wildermuth downfield, and number 9 does the rest. He avoids tacklers and cuts across the field and gets into the end zone with one final big effort. A 69-yard scoring play. Wayzata leads it 21-12 after 3. And Schmidt caps the scoring for the Trojans with an 11-yard touchdown run, flipping into the end zone for the TD. Wayzata celebrates homecoming with the win to go to 4-0. 28-18 is the final as the Trojans take it one game at a time.
We're all about 1-0. It's on our kids, on our guys' helmets, and just play each play, 1-0, and try to focus on the game at hand and the task at hand. And so, I think just having that and focusing on that throughout the offseason and trying to build that into our kids.
I feel like we've just been clicking as a team. Both the offense and the defense have been doing great, and we just do our jobs, and that's what we've preached all season: is do your 1/11th. And really, it's just the team's clicked.
The Osseo football team was coming off a home win over Anoka in week 3. Champlin Park was looking to bounce back from a 1-point loss to Centennial. Great night for football as the Orioles look to break their 4-game losing streak against the Rebels. Second quarter, Sean Shipman runs it in from 3 yards out. 179 yards rushing for Shipman in the game. Rebels will get another score right before halftime. Jace Miller rolls out and finds Brock Johnson alone in the end zone for an 18-yard touchdown pass. Champlin Park leads 17-0 at the half. No more scoring until the fourth quarter. Miller throws to Kemar Graham, who makes a nice catch over the defender, fights his way into the end zone. It's a 39-yard scoring play. Rebels lead 24-0. The defense posts a shutout. Edmund O'Cansey gets an interception late in the game as Champlin Park wins 24-0. We'll hear from the Rebels later in the show. At Park Center, the Pirates hosted Forest Lake for homecoming first half, and the Rangers' Troy Plesky takes the toss. He goes down the sideline to score at a 14-yard run. That puts the Rangers ahead 14-0 at the half. Third quarter, nice defensive play by the Pirates. Cuevius Hornsby wrapping up the Forest Lake ball carrier for a loss and getting a 4th down stop for Park Center. Still down 14-0. The Pirates get on the board. Marcus Freeman finds Hamel Blay open. A 23-yard touchdown pass, but not enough for PC. 21-13 Forest Lake is the final.
After a tough 2018 season, longtime power Totino Grace seems to be back on track this fall. The Eagles aim for their 3rd win in 4 games as they hosted Centennial on Friday. Totino Grace's Luke Delzer finishes an Eagles drive with a short TD run. They go up 7-0 in the first quarter. A crazy play coming up. Connor Zolk with the pass, defensive back Deeswin Cooper with the hit, and the receiver kicks it up in the air. Patrick Doran with the interception. He weaves his way downfield before a host of Cougars bring him down inside the Centennial 20. And it sets up this play. Krzysztof Kołakowski with an accurate throw to Sam Quick just inside the end zone. Despite pretty good coverage, it's 14-0 Eagles after 1. On a 4th down play in the second quarter, Kołakowski steps up to avoid the rush, and he finds Isaac Richards in the back of the end zone for a 20-0 Totino Grace lead. Late in the third on a counter play, Hunter Carlson walks in for the touchdown as Grace goes up 27-0. The Cougars rally, but the Eagles hang on to win it 27-19, and they are 3-1. Maple Grove lost its first 2 games to good STMA and Totino Gray squads. After beating Edina, the Crimson looked to make it back-to-back wins as they played host to Blaine on homecoming. First quarter, Maple Grove is on the Blaine 5, but Nate Elms is met at the goal line and driven back by Tatum Cullen. The Crimson settle for a field goal. Second quarter, and Blaine gets the first touchdown of the game as William Fredrickson gets around the edge and in for a 3-yard Bengals score. But Matt Lombardi's team answers. Elms goes up top, and a great catch by Owen Overly at the 2-yard line. It sets up a Crimson touchdown for a 10-7 halftime lead. In the third quarter, Maple Grove puts together another scoring drive. Jacob Engel bowls his way inside the 10-yard line. Then Engel powers in for his second TD of the game, and the Crimson lead it 17-7. And the Maple Grove defense locks it down from there. Nate Becker breaks through and gets the tackle for loss. Senior linebacker Anthony Gibson has another solid night as the Crimson get their second win in a row. 17-7 is the final.
It was a special night for 4 Maple Grove alumni and 1 former coach there as they were honored and inducted into the Maple Grove High School Hall of Fame. Kaylee Sadler, represented by her younger sister Sammy, Caleb Marks, Lucas Greeter, Coach Gary Gerst, and Ashley Allen were all recognized for their contributions to the school in either athletics or the fine arts or both. This is the second Hall of Fame ceremony the school has held, with now 10 total inductees. Here's what one of the new members of the Hall had to say about the evening.
It was a lot of fun getting ready. We had some people over at the house coming up. You know, you actually kind of felt like you were coming to play in the game. Coming back, this is the first time I've been back in the stadium since graduating. Yeah, the atmosphere is electric. They got a lot of good fans here, and it's been a really great experience.
Good to see some familiar faces, Jay, and some great memories from their days at Maple Grove.
Yeah, it brings back a lot of memories for us, too. I know since opening in the fall of '96, they've built some pretty good tradition in a relatively short time. Straight ahead on Sports Jam, action from the week in soccer, tennis, volleyball, and also adapted soccer.
Welcome back to Sports Jam.
After a tough start to the season, the Armstrong boys soccer team had won 3 of their past 4 games heading into their home game against Elk River. Scoreless in the first half, a great ball by Armstrong's Jack Halverson, and Hassan heads it in for the Falcons' goal. To the second half, Elk River's Amos Gabori outraces the Armstrong defender and then chips the shot over the keeper, and it is tied up at 1-1. Then late in the second half, the ball is loose in front of the Armstrong goal. Jackson Steffen gets control and scores to put the Elks up 2-1. Armstrong nearly ties it, but Jordan French's shot is just wide, and the Falcons lose this game 2-1.
Breck and Blake are great rivals in all sports, and their boys' soccer matchups have been memorable in recent seasons. They played a thriller last week. Breck ranks 3rd in Class A, trying to knock off #1 Blake. It's Breck's Walsh Curb sending a nice ball outside to Ralph Smith. His cross buried by Spencer Chapman. Breck grabs a 1-0 lead 15 minutes in. Blake's Keegan James scored a state tournament goal from midfield last season. This one almost as long. James' shot is in to tie it up at 1. Late first half, 2 Breck defenders nearly collide. Matthew Carlson's shot then deflects off a defender's foot and in, and Blake takes a 2-1 lead into halftime. Second half, Breck's David Gorman sends the long pass ahead, and watch Kern avoid the keeper. He scores into an empty net. The game's tied at 2, and it goes to overtime. In the first OT, Smith threads a great pass through, and Jake Silverman scores. Breck scores another on a penalty kick as they beat top-ranked Blake 4-2. 2 of the area's top girls swimming teams, who are also in the same section, went head-to-head in a non-conference dual meet as Armstrong faced Wayzata. 200 freestyle. Armstrong senior Sierra Smith wins easily. Her time 1 minute 54.56 seconds. 200 individual medley. Wayzata freshman Claire Rinke beats out Armstrong Zoe Breshnahan with a time of 2 minutes 15.44 seconds. 50 freestyle. Another freshman taking gold. Armstrong's Olivia Keene wins the sprint in 25.93 seconds. 100 butterfly, a great race between Armstrong's 7th grader Cassidy Woods and Wayzata's Caitlin Johnson Wood squeezes out the win. Bresnahan and Reinke do battle again as anchors in the 200 freestyle relay. Reinke and Wayzata win by 0.08 of a second. Wayzata's Jenna Marquette is the top-ranked breaststroker in the state right now. She wins the 100 breast here with a time of 105.59. Wayzata wins the beat 96.85. We'll meet Armstrong Sierra Smith in our Sports Jam Spotlight.
Late September brings the biggest and best regular season cross-country meets to the forefront. One of the largest was held Saturday an hour north of the Twin Cities. At the Malacca Mega Meet, the top-ranked Wayzata girls placed second behind Stillwater in Division I for the largest schools. The Trojans' Abby Nekanicki wins the individual title. Maple Grove is 11th with Hopkins 13th and Champlin Park 18th. Providence Academy was second in the Division IV girls meet. On the boys' side, Eden Prairie edges Mounds View for the top spot. Hopkins is the top local team in fourth place, with Maple Grove and Wayzata also cracking the top 10. Champlin Park and Osseo are 14 and 15. The Heritage boys were fourth in Division IV, and the GRIAC Invitational, hosted by the U of M, is this coming Saturday.
The Maple Grove girls tennis team has lost just one conference match this fall at Centennial in August. The Crimson hosted another league opponent, Andover, on an 86-degree afternoon last week. Number one single Zoe Atkins of Maple Grove serves and delivers a cross-court winner past Peyton Hemp for a point. Later in the first set, Atkins now in the near court with a forehand winner. Sophomore wins the match 6-1, 6-love. At first doubles with Andover serving, Maple Grove's Ashley Denninger and Grace Bakke in the far court. Denninger the good shot for a winner in the first set point. Later in the match, Bakke in the near court makes a nice run to the ball and hits a winner down the line. Crimson duo win over Julia Lisney and Jordan Abade 6-1, 7-5. Second singles, it's Emily Carlson from Maple Grove in the near court. Facing the Huskies' Jamie Nelson, Carlson, the strong forehand winner, gets the point. She wins her match 6-1, 6-love. Second doubles, Maple Grove's Maddie Ross and Allie Kalinsky in the far court. Nice slicing winning shot by Ross. They win in straight sets. Maple Grove team wins at 6-1. Conference season ends next week. It's been an up and down season, starts of the season for the Hopkins volleyball team. The Royals faced a tough Wayzata team later this week, and last week they played host to a good St. Michael Albertville team. The Royals' Stella Swenson, quick set, Shadir Tuck for the kill. Hopkins cruising early, leading 17-8 in the first set. But back come the Knights. Michaela Henderson crushes the overpass for a point. STMA is back to within 3. This one goes back and forth, and when Sophie Fritz's serve is returned out, the Knights have pulled out a 28-26 comeback win. Much of the second set is close too. Stella Swenson with a bump set out to her sister Olivia for the kill, or a Hopkins point. But again, the Knights win. Sam Palmer sets the ball across to Henderson for another of her 16 kills. STMA wins the second set 25-19. And they win the third 25-13 to get a sweep. The Knights are now 9-5 overall in the season, 1-1 in the Lake Conference.
Osseo and Park Center renewed their volleyball rivalry last week. Both have pretty experienced teams this fall. The Pirates hoping to use the home court advantage in this one. Early in set one, they play right with Osseo. The set goes left side to Tanaya Foster for the kill as the teams trade points early in the match. But Osseo pulls away later in that first set. Maggie Bauer gets the block for a 19-14 lead. The Orioles take the first set 25-16. After a good dig by Park Center, Taylor Kwan bump sets it to Allie Hinsey, and she pounds it cross court for a kill here. Osseo wins the second set 25-14 as they go up 2-0. In the third, Osseo's in control throughout. Riley Steester with some strong attacks. Osseo goes on to win it in 3 sets. The adapted soccer season is now underway too. 2 local teams went head-to-head in a PI division matchup. Park Center visiting the Robbinsdale Robins. Game's tied at 1 when Sam Rolls pushes it around the defender and buries it to give the Robins a 2-1 lead. Kirby Gilbertson banks it off the wall right to Josh Click, and he scores. The Pirates tie it up at 2. Late in the first half, Click works his way through traffic and close and then puts it away. Park Center goes up 3-2 at halftime. Second half, and Gilbertson gets the steal here, and he places the shot into the corner. The Pirates go up 4-2, but the Robins rally. Calvin Bauman's first shot goes wide, but he plays the carom well off the wall to score, and it's evened up at 4. After each team scores one more, the game winner, Jada Johnson's first shot is swatted out, but she slips the rebound in through the crowd, and the Robins win it by a 6-5 score. And John, going back to volleyball, Wayzata placed third at the Big Apple Valley Invitational over the weekend.
Yeah, some great teams there. Egan won in the championship over Northfield. Next up in our Sports Jam Spotlight, meet a talented swimmer for Armstrong who is a top state contender in her events.
Armstrong girls swimming has seen several good athletes come through the program. The Falcons' best right now is Sierra Smith, who took second place in 2 races at last year's state meet. Jason Melillo profiles Smith in this week's Sports Jam Spotlight.
Sierra Smith's brother Connor can take some of the credit for getting his little sister involved in competitive swimming.
When I was young, it was mostly just following my brother, actually, because I had to go to all of his practices anyway, since I was too young to stay home. So around age 5, I started swimming on the same team as him, so that was a competitive swim team. So that's where I got my start, at the New Hope YMCA.
Connor Smith helped set an Armstrong record in the 400 freestyle relay, and Sierra now holds 3 school records. Sierra is a freestyle sprinter now, but as a young swimmer, she tried every event.
I went from being a breaststroker to an IMer to a flyer, and they would all laugh at me for this now because they know that I'm far from that, but it was just kind of trying everything out and kind of ended up being a sprinter now.
Outside the high school season, Sierra swims club, and she's in the pool pretty much year-round. Sierra's long arms and legs give her a physical advantage, but she's also a very hard worker and very coachable.
Probably the best thing about it is that it's a back and forth. It's a collaboration between coach and athlete. She likes to question things, and then I like to fill around on why I'm doing things.
She definitely helps a lot of the younger girls on the team, know when they need to go up and how to help swim the race and make it so it's a little less stressful for them at the meets and even in practice too.
Sierra credits former Armstrong swimmer Courtney Evanson with being a mentor. Evanson set several Falcon records and went on to swim 4 years at the University of Missouri. Next year, Sierra will also swim for the Tigers.
She was always swimming fast in practice, of course, and then another big thing was that she really helped me choose Missouri as my college. So just swimming with her for a couple years, she reached out and helped me get in contact with the coaches there and even mentored me now, saying how great Missouri is and helping me discover that that's the school for me.
Sierra says her runner-up finish in the 100 and 200 freestyle at last year's state meet wasn't too disappointing. If she makes it back to state this fall, the senior is simply aiming to swim her best.
It's so hard to control what other people are doing that I'm just setting goals for myself, time goals to reach for, and that's all I can control. So I'm going to train my hardest to go the times that I want, and if that happens to be first, that would be awesome.
Smith and the Falcons face Champlin Park in a dual meet Thursday at Jackson Middle School in Champlin. Sports Jam returns in a moment as John talks football with the Champlin Park Rebels.
Welcome back to Sports Jam. Earlier in the program, you saw Champlin Park posting their 3rd win of the season in football, a 24-0 shutout of Osseo, and 2 of their players join us now. We'll start with Noah Lincoln. Talk about the win over Osseo. First of all, how complete of a win was this on both sides of the ball, did you feel?
Yeah, it was a good win for the defense, shutting them out, but our offense was strong too, driving the ball, scoring. It was just an overall good win for us.
This is an important game too for you guys, coming back off the disappointing loss last week at Centennial.
Yeah, that was a hard game, but we came back strong. We worked hard all week.
Halfway through the regular season already, hard to believe. What do you like about what your team's been able to do so far, either on offense or defense?
Our defense, when we execute, we're a really hard team to score against, so we just need to keep working our hardest and just execute.
What are things as a defensive guy that you see your side of the ball can improve on?
We all need to improve. D-line, we need to work on hitting. We all need to work on tackling, especially myself. Missed too many tackles today, so we'll get after it next week.
Congratulations on the win against Osseo. Good luck the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Well, Fredrickson plays offense and defense. Tell me about how you felt the game against Osseo went.
It was a strong game all around. I mean, credit to the defense for shutting them out, and then you got to look at the offense. We were driving the ball down the field, and then, you never forget about special teams. I mean, the ability to flip the field, especially on punt tonight. I think Noah Vogopol had a couple punts, 135, 150 for the touchback, and that's just huge for us to be able to, set up our defense and our offense in good positions all around.
Special teams is sometimes an overlooked part of the game in high school football, but it's important. Nice that you've got a kicker and a puncher with a weapon like that, like Noah, right?
Yeah, it's huge for us. I mean, I've been knowing Noah, and he's been kicking with me since 7th, 8th grade. So he's incredible. I've never seen anyone kick like him before.
Homecoming week. How much fun was this?
It was something different. I'll definitely remember this game forever.
Anoka's down a little bit, but still a rivalry game. Do you look forward to playing the Tornadoes each season?
Always. I mean, the battle for the paddle is always huge for us, and Anoka's a good team. They're well coached. You just got to put a couple pieces together, and it's always a good game to play against them.
Guys, congratulations on this win. Good luck the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Champlin Park, as I mentioned, now 3-1 on the season. They get the win over Osseo, 24-0. Now we'll take a break and look at our play of the week.
And remember to vote for our Play of the Week, sponsored by Chick-fil-A of Maple Grove. This week's 4 plays are up on our website at ccxmedia.org. Go to the CCX Sports Play of the Week under the Sports tab and vote for your favorite play, and we'll announce the winner on the September 30th edition of Sports Jam. And here's last week's winner. It's Jake to Jake for the Osseo football team, as Jake Hill hauls in the Jake Kruder pass with a great catch in the end zone in the Orioles' first win since 2017 when they beat Anoka. It won with more than 750 votes. Congratulations, Jake and Jake.
What makes your community feel like home? Is it knowing what's happening in your neighborhood? Or when people know your name? Connections make us a community. For more than 30 years, Northwest Community Television has connected citizens, neighbors, even sports fans through video. You can learn about the latest news through our truly local newscast. We cover and air around 150 high school sporting events every year. For our cities, we air parades and city meetings that you can watch whenever you want. Then, any citizen of our cities can create and share their own original content. We'll even teach you how to use the equipment too. We have always provided you with a connected community experience. And as life gets busier than ever, we will continue to engage, inform, and inspire through CCX Media, so you can stay connected to the place you call home. Looking for local? Even more local? CCX Media gives you the option to connect with your community on multiple levels. CCX Sports brings you ultimate coverage in local prep sports with full game coverage of over 120 high school games a year with highlights and features on our daily newscast. Then, our weekly Sports Jam show gives you a close-up look at local athletes, highlights of local games, and in-depth interviews. Our content can be watched at home or on the go. Visit ccxmedia.org. Looking for local? Even more local? CCX Media gives you the option to connect with your community on multiple levels. CCX Create welcomes you, community residents, to connect and experience television in an exciting way. The free TV classes we offer will have you on your way to creating TV, and our wide variety of content can be watched at home or on the go. Connect to what's happening in your community. Visit ccxmedia.org.
Our game of the week is a good Lake Conference volleyball matchup as Hopkins hosts third-ranked Wayzata. The match is Thursday night at 7. Watch it live on CCX and ccxmedia.org, or catch the replays at Thursday at 10 o'clock or Saturday at 10 a.m. or 10 p.m. And that will do it for this week's show.
Some big games ahead this week, and we'll have the highlights next time here on Sports Jam. We'll see you then.